Hello and welcome to HD Piano. My name is Devin, and in this lesson we're learning What They'll Say About Us by Finneas. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the verse. All right, I'm going to stop there. We just got to the pre-chorus, but we're going to be focusing on everything up until that pre-chorus in this first video. That's the intro and the verse, and then we'll be learning the rest of the song over at hdpiano.com. So the good news is we're mostly dealing with 4 chords, 4 pretty simple shapes, and that gets us through most of the intro and the verse. There are a few little embellishments here and there, but harmonically speaking, very easy. Where the difficulty arises is in the right hand. So we're going to start by looking at those shapes and learning them without any rhythm. And then we'll talk about ways to make sure that we're, being very careful about our technique in our right hand, because it's very easy to seize up and build bad habits if we don't focus on how to do that in a very comfortable, relaxed way. And we'll also look at an option that kind of splits some of the load between the left and right hands. Okay. First 4 chords, B flat major. Octave B flats with F, B flat, and D in the right. Our second chord is D minor over A in the left. So A in the left with D minor in the right. That's F, A, and D. Our next chord is G minor. G in the left with G, B flat, and D in the right. So you notice there, the left hand just walked down that scale. So we went from B flat, all our B flats go to A, and then we bring our bottom 2 notes in the right hand up, and our left hand down to G for G minor. And then our final chord, our 4th chord here, is F over A. So we have A in the left with F, A, C in the right. And that's like taking the left hand up a step, but the right hand down a step. And then we return to where we started. So the way this song works is we see 4 beats of each chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next chord, 2, 3, 4. G minor, 2, 3, 4. F over A, 2, 3, 4. And back. And that is kind of the gist of this section. If you just played that, you'd be playing this song. But obviously there's a little bit more to it, so let's look at that next layer. The rhythm. This little progression here that I just showed you works for the first half of the verse. So we're going to start by looking at that section. And what I like to call this rhythm in the right hand is the 3-note right hand split. We have 3 notes, and we're going between the top 2 notes and the thumb, alternating like this. Now this might seem ridiculously slow, but like I said, technique is paramount with a song like this because it's just so repetitive. It's really easy to burn out your right hand. So 4 beats on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now do it with me here. B flat major. And notice that my hand is very relaxed. I'm hovering above the notes that I want to play. And I'm not playing too loud, right? The dynamics of this piece are very contained. So I even use a bit of wrist action when we get up to tempo here. See how my wrist is kind of rotating like this? As you slowly ramp up the tempo in your practice, you can start to incorporate a bit of that. And the idea is you just don't want your fingers working too hard. You want your whole body, your whole right arm and hand and fingers to be a part of this process, not just... right? Because already just doing that, I can feel some tension in these tendons here. All right, so this is what we're going for at the end of the day. And And the way you're going to get there is by starting nice and slow and just slowly increasing the tempo. But be patient with yourself because it's really worth it. You don't want to get stuck with any bad habits. Okay? Now, if that already is like, yikes, I don't know if my right hand is ready for that, well, then a possible alternative would be to, instead of playing the bottom note with your right hand thumb, play the bottom note with your left hand thumb. And then you're only playing quarter notes in your right hand, and you're just playing the upbeats in your left hand. It comes with its own unique challenges. Coordinating, the back and forth of two hands is a little more difficult than just one hand, but it does alleviate some of that constant drive of the right hand. So that's an option for those of you that feel a little challenged by the right hand only approach. Anyways, that is the pattern for the verse. The first 8 measures of the verse look exactly like this, but we're going to jump back to the intro now and look at a couple little variations that we see. Here, for example, beautiful little moment. We start on our F over A chord, but we bring our top 2 notes up to B flat and D, up to C and E flat, and back down to B flat and D. So try doing that. And then we land back at B flat major. First 4 measures of the intro, and now's maybe a good time to talk about pedaling. You want to pedal anytime the left hand changes. Re-pedal. Re-pedal. Now here comes our walk up. Back to B flat. Okay, those 2 measures were slightly different as well. We saw B flat major for 2 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and for beats 3 and 4, we switch up to D and F. In the next measure, instead of hitting D minor over A, we actually hit F over A, and then D minor over A on beat 4. And then the last 2 measures of the intro are the same, and we're at the verse. Okay, so we've got 16 measures covered. That leaves the final 8 measures of the verse. So let's take a look at those, and then I'll give you a nice slow playthrough of everything. Left hand isn't going to change, but the right hand is going to just get a little busier in the sense that it's going to move around a little bit more. We're going to see 2 beats on B flat, and then our top note will go up to F, and this is going to be a recurring pattern. So D on top, now F on top, now F over A, and notice now how I'm switching to my pointer finger on the second note here. F over A, so I'm playing F, A, C with my first, second, and third fingers. Same pattern, adding the F, G minor, adding the F, back to F over A, and this time going up to D, back to B flat, adding the F, F over A, adding the F, G minor for the whole measure, and then full on F major, meaning, look, a new note in the left hand, an F, with the same notes in the right, and that's going to take us down to the pre-chorus. The only difference in the second verse is that on that final G minor, instead of playing through the whole measure, we'll add the F. Okay, so I'm going to give you a full playthrough of everything at kind of a nice medium, comfortable tempo, but just one more time, I want to remind you to practice super slowly. Pause this video, turn on your metronome, play it at half speed or less. It's at 146 beats per minute, so what would that give you, 73? So start at 73 BPM and just slowly work your way up to tempo with, only if you're 100% sure that your hands are comfortable and relaxed, because otherwise you're just not going to make it through the song. It's a lot of just constant eighth notes. Okay, here we go from the beginning, remembering to pedal anytime the left hand changes. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. D minor over A to G minor. Walking up and do it again. Up to F over A to D to G minor and F over A. Now we just loop the basic 4 bars here. This is the verse. And now we add the F on beat 3 and 4. And again, 3, 4. Kind of bringing that out each time. A little more dynamics there. Stay on G minor and down to F major. And we'll see you over at part 2 for the pre-chorus. All right, great job making it this far. If you're already at HDpiano.com, go ahead and click on part 2 to continue learning. And if you're not, head on over and you can get started learning the rest of this song. In the meantime, please send us your song ideas at requests.hdpiano.com. Follow us on social media so you can stay in the know about our upcoming lessons. And if you're on YouTube, drop us a comment below, like, subscribe. We love hearing from you guys. My name's Devin with HDpiano.com. We'll see you soon.